everyone, welcome to Homemade with Alette. When the weather is getting chillier like it is at the moment, there's nothing as comforting as biting into a warm, soft vetkoek to transport me back to sunny South Africa. A vetkoek is essentially dough that's like a bun, but you fry it in oil. You can enjoy it savory or sweet depending on what you fill it with. So let's get started. So we have 315 ml of warm water here, and we'll dissolve the yeast, that's 1 packet of yeast, about a tablespoon, together with the sugar. Wait until the yeast is dissolved and you can see bubbles form. Make sure your water isn't too warm because you don't want to kill the yeast. I use for 315 ml about 30 seconds in the microwave. While the yeast is dissolving, we can add the 10 grams of salt and mix it with the flour. This flour is a combination of all-purpose flour and bread flour, 50-50. Now we'll mix everything into one large bowl. You can use a dough scraper to get the sides cleaned. Okay, now that everything is well mixed, we will knead it for about 10 minutes. You can put a light layer of flour on your surface and start the kneading process. Kneading is really not that daunting. You can use whatever method you prefer. You can play with it as long as you really work the dough and get that gluten stretched. So I've been kneading for about 9 minutes, just like this, and stretching it. You can already see the dough is a lot more elastic. So stretch it out like this. If it goes far, you can tell that you're almost there. And it's not super sticky either. I actually didn't need to add any other flour to the kneading process. Okay, now it's nice and soft. You can feel the outside is smooth and it's stretchy like that. You can almost see through it. If you hold it up to the window, you should be able to see light come through it. Okay, we will let this rest for about 2 hours. I use a greased bowl. Just throw it in there. Cover it with cling wrap, or if you care about the environment and you have these lily pads, they are amazing. So you can see this is risen quite a bit. Once you've cut the dough into 12 equal sized pieces, you can just shape them into a round ball. Try and make sure the edges are smooth. And we'll place it on a floured baking sheet. Kind of shape it as you roll it with your hand. Make sure it's a nice round ball. You definitely want them spaced far apart, otherwise if they start touching and you break them apart, they will not be nice. They will be stuck together and you won't be able to fry them nicely. Now we need to cover this with cling wrap. So if you don't want the cling wrap to stick to your dough, you can just spray this with some oil and we'll flip it around. It just makes for an easier release once these have risen. When the dough has risen to double its size, it's ready to be fried. So you can see the convection here. The oil is starting to move around from the heat as it's heating up. To test if the oil is ready, we take a tiny piece of dough, you drop it in there. If it starts to fry, like this is, we're ready. So the stove was on high to get it to this point, but turn it down to medium-high heat so that your oil doesn't start to smoke and burn. So I used this scraper to get the dough off of the baking sheet. It just helps it stay still round. You want to be gentle with it, otherwise you will let a lot of the air that's inside of it out. So let's let this in. It's starting to puff up. Gonna drop this one in as well. Just be very careful, you don't want to burn yourself. So try and monitor your temperature. You don't want it too hot, but you also, if it stops frying, it's a little cold, and turn up the heat. If you fry it in too cold of an oil, the oil starts to absorb into your dough and it just gets too greasy and not crispy. So you don't want that. So this is a little bit low of the temperature. I'd like it higher, so I turned it up a bit. And when it starts to brown on the bottom, like these are, slowly, then it will be ready to flip. So it takes about 3 minutes, I'd say, on each side, but you can, it depends also on the temperature of the oil. This was about 3 minutes. So now you can see the oil is getting hotter again. So I'll turn it down to medium high. Oopsie. Look at that one. That one's a bit exploding. I'd say where it starts getting tricky is to know if the inside is cooked enough. That's why you will play around with it. Maybe just try making one first and timing it, seeing how long it will take you. If your oil frying looks like this and it's taking about 6 minutes to get the whole thing done on both sides, the inside should be cooked. Yummy. I have to say these were some of the best vetkoek I've ever made and we thoroughly enjoyed them. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!